Welcome to another episode podcast of the LES podcast. Been a while since we've been here. We've all been lifing, as we say. Things come up, so we don't always get a chance to jump on like we would regularly like to. But we do want to send a shout out to all of our subscribers that have been keeping up with us, been hanging in there with us. We thank you for that. I thank Matt and Mike for keeping the social media stuff out there and going. So, appreciate that. RJ's not here today because he has some life to take care of. So he's doing some things that he needs to get done. But he said he'll return at some point once he gets some things together. So we are, again, just happy to be here. And it's been about a month, I would think, since the last time we probably recorded anything. And so we've had a lot of things happen within that month. If we want to talk about these guys here, they kind of got bounced out of the playoffs. We can talk about that. If we want to talk about these guys here, well, they got a quarterback controversy going on. And if we want to talk about these guys here, they 6 games out of first place, tied with I think Minnesota or someone like that. Minnesota. It's just all kind of crazy. Now we did get some good news from these guys that they got a recruit coming there who's the son of a great former wide receiver as well too. So we'll talk about that as well too.
What stretching it out, Pop?
What's that?
So you're stretching it out. Nobody. The only person
because he played for the team up north doesn't mean that he wasn't a great quarterback.
There's only one person who came from Michigan that was great. His name is Tom Brady.
Well, wait a minute now, because there's one who's actually part owner of these guys now who played for that team up north. And again,
Heisman Trophy winner.
Right. I mean, he's from Ohio, so he'll get a pass.
He is. He is. But we'll get all off into that stuff. But again, we just wanted to jump back on and just let you know that we are still doing the podcast. We've taken a little bit of time off, which will happen every now and then. We have things coming up. But just thank you for sticking with us. And for those who want to, we're going to do it early and we're going to do it late. For those who want to follow us, Matt, how do they do that?
On YouTube, it's Lake Effect Sports Pod. On TikTok, it's at Lake Effect _sports pod.
And Mike, what do they need to do when they go there?
Hey, show us some love. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. We love the comments. We love interacting with you guys. So let us know how you feel, good or bad. Just don't get too disrespectful.
Yes. Amen on that part. Remember, this is all family fun, friends having a good time. So we ain't got to get personal on everything.
You got to tell that to some of the people on TikTok. Man. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Yeah,
we're mentioning it. Yeah. But again, thank you. All right, let's jump right into it. I think the last time we talked, we were getting ready to go into we were still in the playoffs. The Cavs were still in the playoffs, and we had kind of rolled through Miami, and we thought that we were going to have a series against Indiana, and we had made some predictions. I had said, I think 6 games, and and ended up that we lost to the Indiana Pacers. And there's a lot that was said after we lost the series. We were soft. We didn't have enough heart. We got out coached. We got outplayed. And a little bit of all of that probably is one of the reasons. But also Indiana, who's now at this time, they're actually in the championship. They're just waiting to see who they're going to play. So, again, Indiana was a tougher matchup than what we probably anticipated. Again, they were in the finals last year. They have a team. Yeah, they have a team that's been together for a while, and maybe they do have more, mental fortitude, physical fortitude, or whatever it is, than our Cleveland Cavaliers. But I think it really sucked after getting 4 in a row against Miami. and then to lose out to Indiana. So I saw Mike say, "Hold up, wait." So Mike, what you got to say?
Well, no. I just want to say they're still going right now. New York won last game, so they play tonight. And if Indiana wins tonight, then they go on to
You're right.
play
You're right.
OKC.
You're
Yeah,
right.
OKC is in the finals right now. They
Right.
the first team to make it.
You know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yep. So good check on that. Good check on that.
For sure.
But since you started, what do you think? What was the reason? You got any specific reason, or is it multiple reasons, or what? What do you think?
We're soft. Uh, um, we're soft. Anybody know? I mean, it's the end of the season. It's playoff time. Everybody's injured. If your leg not broke and you can get out there and play, you need to get out there and play. Garland, his toe. Mobley set out at a crucial time. Mobley, Garland. Oh man, we had some key players out.
Hunter was out for a minute.
It was crazy. I mean, Mobley's out because of a strain. Jared Allen, I don't know what happened to Jared Allen that Indiana game.
Mm-hmm.
Just soft, man. Like, just get some heart. We need some heart. We need some more Donovan Mitchells out there. You know what I'm saying? Who's willing to just give his whole body up for the playoffs to
Mm-hmm.
get to the championship. And everybody just fell. I mean, I hate it. Everybody just fell in them. Um, I was very disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I can see if we got beat and we played our game, but they just outplayed us. They was hungrier. It
Okay.
was embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. I was embarrassed.
Mm. Okay. All right, Matt. What's your take on it?
Um, I wouldn't say the whole team as a whole is soft. I think certain players should have realized the moment and tried to play through it. Evan Mobley he sprained his ankle that one game, and he was only out for a game, but Darius Garland was out for like 4 games straight. And the thing that upsets me is he's on the bench laughing, joking, jumping up and down, and all this other stuff. And the Cavs could like needed him on the floor while we were getting beat by Indiana. And what makes it even worse, we lost all 3 games at home. We didn't win one game in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and another thing that caused us to lose was our X factor, Ty Jerome. He just went cold. He couldn't hit the side of a barn, and he just kept chucking up shots, like to the point where he benched him. And by the time they brought him back, and he was hitting again, the game in the series was basically already over. The Indiana Pacers were more physical. They set the tone in game one. Um, I forgot the guy's name, Double Zero got into it with Hunter, standing over him. Hunter, separated his thumb or dislocated his thumb. He was out the next game, and it's just like he just went from there. The shooting was terrible. We were the best 3-point shooting team in the league all year long, and then we just went cold. Donovan couldn't hit anything. Ty Jerome couldn't hit anything. Like Max Strus went 0 for 9 in the elimination game, and he sent out a text, the day before, like, if you're not showing up to play, just don't show up. And he didn't show up. So it's like it's a handful of things that happened that caused us to lose, but I do feel like we definitely got out coached. Um, we got outplayed, like Mike said, the Pacers wanted it more. And like Tyrese Halliburton said, like we were in the conference finals last year and people thought that was a fluke.
Yep.
So now we're seeing that it wasn't a fluke. I mean, I think we would have had a better chance to win if the Cavs were 100% healthy, but the Pacers were a healthier team. They were a hungrier team. Halliburton got hurt, but he ended up hitting the game-winning shot. Like was that game 2?
Good.
So it's a lot of stuff that contributed to the Cleveland Cavaliers losing. And it's like, where do you go from here? Do you break up the core four? They said the same thing last year, but we came back as the number 1 seed, healthy all year until we get to this series. So it's just frustrating. I don't know what to do or where to go from here. So it's just frustrating. I don't know. I'm looking forward to another sport at this point, lately. It's just sucks had to have such high expectations and to lose. Even a year when Boston, Jason Tatum got hurt, you could like walk to the NBA Finals. It just sucks. It sucks for me.
Mm. All right. I agree with stuff that you guys are saying, but I got a little bit of a different take. I also think that Indiana was more battle tested than we were. I do believe that the Cavs are what they are. They're just not that type of team that's going to get physical with you. But they can still win if they play their game. Their game, though, is hitting those threes, and they didn't hit they went ice cold. Indiana was hot. And sometimes it's, that's just the way that it is. I do believe that the injuries played a part in it. Um, I'll never question whether a person can go or not. That's on them. Really, it's not even so much on them as much as it is on the coaching staff, because the coaching staff actually says if the coaches and the doctors will say if you can or cannot play, even though guys want to play, because they definitely. Donovan said he's not coming out now. Donovan has that cachet. He can say that. So you wonder about the other guys. Well, why didn't y'all say y'all wasn't going to stay out? So I often wonder about that. But I do think it just hit it all at once. And I think the biggest thing was the first series that we had looked so good because you kicked the stuff out of Miami. Sorry, out of
No, you was right
Miami.
the first time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, out of Miami. And it just looked like, okay, like this is the Cavs team. Everything was set up, and they were playing well. Then you started into that second game, and again, injury here or there. I think it disrupts the lineup too much when you have more than one guy, more than one of your major guys. Let's be honest. Evan Mobley out of that lineup, you can get by with Darius Garland not being in the lineup. You really can't get through anybody without Evan Mobley.
Yeah,
You're talking
no,
about the
that
defensive player of the year, a guy that really, dominates when he's in there, changes shots, and him and Jared together. And I think that's another reason that when him and Jared are together, that Jared doesn't have to do as much as he normally would have to do. Now, Jared did, to me, kind of fade in the shadows a little bit too much again. I know last year he was hurt, but this year, he kind of faded away in those big games. Not even so, even in the Miami series, I don't know that he was all that dominant. He played, okay. So that we might have to look at. You can't say anything about Donovan because Donovan played his lifestyle. He played nonstop. It kind of reminds me of when LeBron was here that year that he took the team that really didn't really have anybody else but him on it, and he took them almost to game 6 in the finals. But you're talking about a guy that's 6'8", 235, 40 pounds at the time that was just a dominant player. Donovan is not that. Even though he can dominate a game, he's a smaller guard that's not going to dominate in that way. Only one I've seen that can really dominate in that way, but he also has some help there, is SGA, because SGA he's just balling out of control. But he also has Holmgren and the other kid. I can't think of the other kid's name.
I think his last name is Williams.
Williams, yeah. So he has something there with him. Now, if you take those two away, is he still going to be that dominant as a
Williams
6'2"
Williams was hurt for a while, and I just think he's that guy.
He might be, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But in the playoffs, we also know it's a different beast than when you play regular season. Again, I'm not taking anything away from SGA because I think he's a ball. Same way, I'm not taking anything away from Donovan. I think Donovan couldn't do anything more than he could. He just needed one more guy out there to do something for him especially in that second game. Because I think they were hoping to get past the second game, split the series here, get past that game, and then bring the guys back on the third game. It just didn't work out that way. Got out coached. I think Rick Carlisle is a great coach. A lot of people don't say it, but Rick Carlisle is a great coach. And again, that team responds to him, and he knows how to do things. Kenny Atkinson hasn't been the head coach in this position. So, to make adjustments and things like that. To know, okay, I start Ty Jerome, but maybe he ain't doing what I need him to do. I need to bring somebody else in. Of course, if you got some guys out, you look down the bench, who you gonna bring in to really make that difference. But I think overall is that they're probably going to keep the core together. The only one that they may end up getting rid of would probably be one or two, either Jarrett or get rid of Darius. But I mean, kind of coming off of this playoff, who's going to really want them? Who's going to really give you something in return for them? You might have to get 2 or 3 teams involved where it goes around. So I'm looking at them to keep the core 4 together. Say, okay, we learned some more stuff, last year, like we did when we got lost to New York and all that. So we'll see though. So,
I mean, first of all, I just want to. I miss. Do you know that Strus had a goose egg in Game 5?
Yeah, that 0-9. Yep.
How is that possible? Like, I feel like
pressure. Bust the pipe. As Austin Carr would say.
I feel like they gave up. Indiana.
And again, maybe it's just
their
not
confidence. Big time.
Mental fortitude.
And you look down the bench. You can play anybody. These dudes ain't doing nothing. I mean, they could have put Tristan in there. Tristan to bang with you.
I agree with that. I wonder why Tristan didn't get no run at all when you're talking about being tough. Because again, Tristan's not, he ain't the scoring machine, but Tristan will bang. Tristan will get you rebounds, which will get you second chances. So yeah, that I agree with.
So yeah, I mean,
coaching.
I mean, he didn't make any adjustments. He just went with the same crew. The crew was letting him down, and he just stuck with them. And we got the results that we got. I got one of the things that kind of got me a little bit feeling better is Boston lost, and Indiana is just looking like that team this year. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Shout out to Indiana.
Yeah, and again, and that's what I say. Don't take anything away from Indiana, because Indiana they beat us. They beat us. It wasn't they won their first one against Detroit. They won against us. They're looking as if they're might beat New York again. All 3 tough teams. Well, us kind of tough, but tough teams on the outside. But Indiana's not. Again, they're not a joke. And it may end up being them in OKC. I don't see New York coming back and winning 2 in a row to tie this one and then win it. I don't see that happening.
They don't have the king.
They
don't have the king.
They don't have. But I don't see Indiana losing like that. I think again, Indiana has shown and this is the other thing. This is probably the most that I've seen teams lose 20, 25-point leads in playoffs that I've ever seen. Like every team seems like they lose it, or they get up and something. Man, it's just ridiculous. So, I don't know. Indiana, I think, is played tough. And I think them beating Cleveland the way they did in Game 2 told them that they were the best team in the East.
Yeah, I think that's what really. I think that actually killed the Cavs' whole morale and momentum that we had or we thought we had coming from the Miami series. And it's like this just happened to us at home. And then that game-winning shot. I remember I was getting ready to post something about the Cavs winning, and my TV was delayed. I'm like, "Oh, we got this." I look up on ESPN, Indiana wins 121. I said, "I'm like, bro, what happened? What is going on? We lost."
Right.
And it's like, then I saw how we lost the game, being up by so much again. It's like the whole time I'm watching the game, okay, we got this. They're coming back, we're gonna hold them off, and it just didn't happen. And I think to what Mike was saying about how he didn't change, making the adjustments. I think that's the issue in Cleveland sports. Our managers, our head coaches, when they get a lineup that they don't like to switch. They like to keep them. and it'll get us where we're going, but then it'll also be our demise because they don't want to adjust.
Yeah.
And I think not putting in Tristan Thompson in that game too to get a single rebound or something like that, it killed the whole series. Like
or to knock somebody on their behind.
yeah, he could have came in and got some fouls.
He got
Like,
6 fouls, man. He got 6 fouls.
Imagine if Tristan Thompson was in the game when Hunter was getting into it with old boy.
Right.
Yeah, it would have never happened. He wouldn't have tried that with Tristan. Like, and it's just all they did was talk the whole time. Like, it was just.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think Tristan's like the toughest guy out there, but he brings an air of toughness when he comes out there. You know what I'm saying? Because he will bang with you and he doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think he's like the toughest guy out there, but he will. He'll knock a guy down, he'll move a guy out, he'll definitely get you rebounds, get you second chance opportunities. So I think that was a big mistake there. You're looking down the bench and you got a veteran who's won a championship. You need to stem the tide. Put your veteran who's won the championship, who knows how in the game. That I do blame on Kenny. So, but again, new coach, ain't been in that position, so it all came to what it is.
So I feel like we're not even now. I see why we still weren't respected, even though we were the top seed, because everybody in the league knows we're not physically tough.
Right.
And they know once they play us, as long as they can get physical and get in their heads, it's over with.
Right.
So I mean, we were fortunate enough to be way more talented and have way more talent than Miami. But once we get to teams like even New York, I believe if we played New York, it would have been tough because they're a physical team.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think we need to make some adjustments. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then that would be my question, and then we're gonna move on. What do you guys think the adjustments, or what do you think moves that we might need to make to get us over the hump for next year?
Honestly, I don't know. I keep hearing all these terrible trade scenarios about trading Evan Mobley for Giannis. That would be stupid.
Giannis is out there.
Yeah, trading Darius Garland and somebody else for Giannis. It's like that's not the answer.
Darius and
you want to trade
Darius
Garland and somebody else for Giannis?
Darius and Jared, maybe.
I mean I'm not trading Evan Mobley.
Oh, heck no.
No, we're not.
No. And people have been saying we should trade him head up. You should take that in a heartbeat. Like, no, why trade a fading star for an up and coming superstar? Like Evan Mobley brings so much to the table.
I don't know if you say Giannis is a fading star. I think he's in his prime now.
I mean, he's still up there, but Evan Mobley is going up, and he's about to pass him. Giannis is once you start going to different teams, you become a sideshow, and you're gonna go from team to team. Like that's what happened when superstars lead their team. But I don't think that trading. I don't know. I mean, can we find a better point guard than Darius Garland? And Todd Jerome's contract is up. I mean, and the Cavs have the potential to sign him back, but like, I don't know what the Cavs could possibly do to make this team better. I don't know if it's addition by subtraction or keeping it the same. I'm not sure. That's what the Cavs, the organization, get paid for. Kobe Altman get paid for, so he really need to figure it out.
But that's why we had this podcast, because we can tell him what to do.
Because we're not winning with the team.
Ain't Mike Jack.
One thing. I mean, a better point guard. I think we can make some adjustments. We can get rid of Garland, put Donovan Mitchell at the one, get some more shooters. For that shooting guard spot. I know we could get
Kevin Durant.
Oh no!
Oh God!
What? Y'all don't want Kevin Durant?
Oh no!
He beat y'all twice in the championship.
Yeah, with amongst of other players.
I mean, he might want to join y'all now and help y'all win.
We don't want him.
But no, I mean, I think we can do without Jared and Derek and Darius Garland. Just say we do bring in Giannis. You don't really need a top We just need some role players from there. We don't need anybody to take over Garland's scoring or Jarrett's rebounding. I mean, we gotta have a dominant center, Giannis, and Donovan Mitchell, along with man. I don't know, man. I'm just spatting on, man. But I'm just saying, like,
hey, and that's what this podcast is for too. Hey, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Hey, it ain't our money, so we can spend it any way we want to.
Right.
I mean, yeah. If you brought in Giannis goes to the center. Evan Mobley could go to the forward. Donovan at the guard. That's your three right there. And then you get role players, like you said, that will come in, off of the bench. You still got Hunter here who could come in. Now, if you re-sign Ty Jerome, cool, because he goes back to the bench. Him and Hunter coming in off the bench. That's not a bad bench. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going, again, you got to figure out who you're gonna have your other guard going to be as that goes. But you got those three. You find two other guys you can start with, and then you keep Ty Jerome and you keep Hunter, because that's really what they wanted to do, was have Hunter and Jerome to come in off the bench. That's what they wanted, to run the second unit. And when they were doing that, they were fine. They were fine. So if they could get, and I like Darius. I think Darius has come back from a lot of stuff. He's come back. I do think he's tougher, but he's just small. That's his whole problem. Is he just thin? The boy thin. I mean, Donovan makes him look really small. When Donovan and him stand next to each other, Donovan is bulked. At least he's short, but he's bulked. He's stocky. Darius Garland is not. Darius is not big at all. He's quick, but didn't we have another guard that was quick that we sent to Utah?
And Colin Sexton was.
Oh, that guy! Yes, Colin Sexton.
He actually has some weight to him.
Colin Sexton was just as quick as Darius is.
Yeah, I don't think he was skilled as Darius Garland.
Maybe not as skilled, but he was just as quick. Yeah, because I think that's where Darius really gets off, is his quickness, because he can blow by guys so quick. That's what I think. He really
Colin Sexton played defense.
Yeah,
like he that was his whole game.
Colin might not be huge, but Colin is a little thicker than Darius is. So we can take that. But we
know what else he is? He's physical.
Exactly.
Stop now.
Hey man, we could really use Lauri Markkanen right now.
Yeah.
But I know we had to trade him to get Donovan, but if we could,
we didn't have to.
Thank you. We could have done something else. We could have done, but all right. That's enough of that. That's another podcast right there. So we can go back into trades that we did in the past that's affecting us now. Man, we can talk about any sports. Cavs, Guardians, Browns. Yeah. Yeah. That might be an episode. Fans, y'all stay tuned, because we might have to do that episode. That would be a good episode.
Yeah, the what if episode.
Trades that the Cleveland teams did that, yes. Yes. Okay, but anyway. All right, enough about the Cavs. That's all right. Let's go to the Gardos. All right. So Guardians have been up and down. They went to was it Minnesota? Minnesota before Detroit, wasn't it? I think it was Minnesota before Detroit. And they almost got swept there. They won the last game. And they just haven't been consistent enough. There's Jose has like a 21 or 22 game hitting streak. Quan is okay, but nobody's really like tearing the leather off the ball, especially in crucial point. I was watching the game yesterday. They had bases loaded and could not get a run across. And I'm like, you can't do that. You just can't. I don't care if it's two. We used to be so good at that. Bases loaded or somebody on base, 2 outs, we get that run in. We're not doing that. Starting pitching has been up and down. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't been consistent enough. I think the guy that pitched yesterday, Ortiz, I think it was his name. He pitched really well. Actually, he pitched really good. Big kid, too. He pitched really well. But we just don't have – it's just not all clicking together. And I think that Voigt. He's not necessarily making the adjustments that to do whatever we need to do. Maybe because he doesn't have the players to make the adjustments. I don't know, but it's just not clicking. And so we're 6 games back now. We maybe I can't remember if we're 6 or 7, but we're back, and we still have time because it is just about to be the 1st of June, so we have time. But they really they gotta do something. They got to get more consistent in what they're doing. Um, the bats have been just cold. They've been cold. Like it's just it's just ridiculous. Like getting shut out or 1 run game. You score 1 run. The pitching comes in and gives up. Puts you in the hole. It's just I don't know. Maybe I. But anyway, that's the Gardos. It ain't much to say about the Gardos other than they're kind of wallowing in mediocrity right now. But anybody want to say anything about the Gardos? Go right ahead. I just said enough.
It's inconsistent and it's frustrating because last year we had such a great year and we traded away some pieces, but now you starting to like notice that. Like before, normally the Guardians can trade somebody away and somebody will step right in and be as good or even better than the person they traded away. And this year we're not getting that. Like the pitching is abysmal. The bats are abysmal. Like it's just like we're not in any games. Like the games we do win, I'm surprised. Like Detroit is winning the division, and they're like, if we didn't win that last game, they're starting to run away with it. They were like number 2 in power rankings in a whole major leagues. I'm like looking up, like, is this the same Detroit? Like, but it is. Like, I mean, other teams are starting to take off and catch up to the Guardians, and it's kind of frustrating because we had so much promise and building off what we did last year, and it's like now it's like we. I mean, it's still early, so I'm not gonna say that,
Mm-hmm.
but we gotta get it together. Like, it's not looking like a winning team right now. Like maybe wild card. Like I don't see us winning the AL
Yeah,
Central if we keep playing
yeah,
like this. Like
yeah.
it's just like I said, there's no consistency. And if we do make it, and we're this team, we're gonna be out in the wild card. Like we won't go far. So they
Right.
have to do something, make some type of adjustment, call somebody up, do something um to make it happen. I think Lane Thomas just got
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think he got sent out. Like we're dealing with injuries too. Like
Right.
it's tough. The Guardians are just having a rough year. I mean, they're still above. I think we're like 3 games above 500.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's tough. We were just 3 games behind Detroit. They keep winning, and we're losing 2, winning 1. So I don't know. We just got to do something. It's super inconsistent right now.
Mm-hmm. What you got, Mike? Anything? Let me clear
You
my
know
throat.
what? It is still early, but
We keep saying that.
we keep saying it, and
Mm-hmm.
we're not seeing anything that has gotten better.
Exactly.
Um,
I agree.
I think around this time last year, we saw the potential
Mm-hmm.
in the Guardians, and I went to the Cincy game
Mm-hmm.
with a battle of mine, and before I got down there, I'm talking mess like because Cincy ain't.
Man, yeah, it's Cincy. It's
Stevie
Cincinnati.
was like,
Right.
I'd be surprised if I
Cincy,
get
close to
down.
cities.
I get down there. We have some good seats, by the way.
Yeah, y'all did.
Embarrassed, like the whole. It just seemed like the whole morale of the team is it felt like a scrimmage.
Hmm.
It felt like a scrimmage, and the Guardians fans, we were out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One thing about a Cleveland fan,
Mm-hmm.
we're coming with you no matter
Sure.
where you are.
They
We gonna
travel
show up
well.
and show out.
Yep, they travel. Mm-hmm.
But the team let us down and they didn't show up and show out. Like the pitching was terrible, batting was terrible, and they just look. They didn't look like a team that's going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, it's still early, but I just don't see any improvement at all. I'm not scared of anybody on the roster. Jose, Quan's doing decent. But besides them two,
Yeah, because even Manzardo's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, he got to a hot start, and it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, the next man behind Quan is Carlos Santana. He's batting a 270 average. So I mean,
Of course, he is 39 years old too. So
and imagine that a 39-year-old is.
is right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't have any answers. All I know is what I see. I went to Michigan not too long ago.
Oh, don't say that word on here. You went to that state
I'm
up north.
sorry. Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding. You know, we
You're
got family
absolutely
up
right.
there. We got family up there.
And a battle of mine. He's from that state.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we sat there and watched. They look good.
Yep.
I sat there and watched them in, and it was actually exciting to watch. So it's
Right.
like so I can say they have it in them. They're
Mm-hmm.
just inconsistent.
Inconsistency. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have an answer, but I just could tell the difference from when I went to Cincy and Detroit. So it's like this is the Guardians that I know that I'm
Mm-hmm.
used to seeing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like even from last year, batter average is .233 for the Guardians overall, and that's crazy. So I just did. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't know what they need to do.
I think they said that the Guardians are like second to last in scoring runs.
I was just about to say that we're one of the worst teams with runners in
Yeah.
scoring position.
And I forgot whoever they played the other day was worse than they were, but they were the worst team, and then it was us. And it's
Yeah,
like
Anaheim. Yeah, like
it's,
how do we lose to
that's an
the?
Anaheim. Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
we lose to Anaheim? I'm looking up, and it's like 4-1.
Yeah.
It's like we. This is a team we should beat like
Right.
easily,
You
and I
should
think
get yeah.
we're losing to them right now as we do this podcast.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
goodness.
Bro,
I
like
didn't know they was on yet. Okay.
like what is going on, man? Like
Right.
it's not the same. Like last year we had momentum, we took off, and we never looked back. Like
Right.
Minnesota got close, Kansas City got close, but we wasn't worried about them because we could keep on doing our thing. It's like this year we chasing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not the
So do you
same.
think
Like
it's like maybe they say that sophomore jinx? Maybe they caught up with Cleveland. They caught up. This is they got tape on Vault, what he does. They got tape on us. Things that we tendencies that we do. Like I think last year we surprised people. I think they really weren't like looking for. It's almost the same way I think for the Cavaliers for the regular season. I know I'm not gonna. We already talked about them, but I think they kind of surprised people how good they were in the regular season. But I think by then people had tape on them as well too. And I think this year people have tape on the Guardians and some of the things that tendencies they do. Obviously, we know injuries come up. I don't, if you look at our starting pitching, there's nobody in that starting pitching. Maybe Bibby, excuse me, not
Bobby, yeah.
Bibby, maybe. But other than that, you don't worry about anybody in our starting lineup. Jose not Jose, but
Classic.
I was gonna say Jose Mesa.
Not Mason.
Clase had his time early, but I think he's been decent lately. Bullpen has been okay. You know what I'm saying? They've been okay, but it's like that starting pitching just seems to get us in a hole, and then the offense just doesn't seem to be able to put together like we did last year. A hit here, a hit there. When it was needed. To move a guy, around and get him in the scoring position, and then have him come in and score. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like it's different. Again, maybe teams are pitching us different. Maybe it's just confidence. I don't know, but we just don't seem like the team that we were for all of last year. So yeah, they're gonna have to do something. When you second to last in scoring runs, I know Tito played small ball. Everybody knows Tito plays small ball, but his teams got runners in. Even when they were playing small ball. So they
were
got
hitting.
runners in. Yeah, they moved the guys around, got the runners in. We're not doing that this year. Last year we did it pretty well. But obviously, again, you're taking some home runs away when you let Naylor go. You bring in Carlos, but Carlos, a 39-year-old, on his downslide. This is his third time with the team. I love Carlos, but he's just not what he was before. So you can't replace that with that. Manzardo started off super hot, He's kind of cooled off a little bit, not like ducked down, but he just cooled off a little bit. Quan has been consistent. Hosey's been consistent, but not consistent enough to get runs across the board when you needed to get runs across the board. So that's just my thing.
I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
I think there's just two rays of hope. Bieber is supposed to be coming back this year. They said they're looking at him coming back, I think like at the end of like July, beginning of August.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's possible Bazana might actually also come up. I'm not sure if he can help us automatically, but he can give us something to look forward to and something to, talk about besides the Guardians' inconsistency. So right now Bieber is a pitching consultant for the Guardians, which is crazy.
Speaking of which, they did bring Charlie Nagy back too. Charlie Nagy. He's actually a coach or consultant with him. Yeah. And Charlie was heck of a. So again, maybe that's part of maybe them trying to make some changes in everything that's going on. Our pitching coach is still a great pitching coach, but sometimes a guy that has been what you're going through, could help you a little bit more. Some of these guys that maybe even saw him play, probably have seen him play, but he's actually over there. So I think that the thing is that, again, we had such a great time last year, man. Oh, we had such a great time last year, man. Man, I was waving my thing around all year long last year, Now this year I'm just like, I know, Mike, it's still early though. But still, at some point it ain't gonna be early no more. And we gotta decide what we're going to do, what time. That's the other thing too. What identity are we going to have? So I can't remember what one of the guys on radio said that. What's our identity? We don't have that. Even last year, I don't know if we really had an identity. When Tito was here, we did small ball. That's what we did. That was our identity. Last year, I think we just kind of went along with whatever, worked in it. I don't know if we truly have an identity. So that is, something else that we have to look at as well, too. So,
one thing I can say about last year, even the batting was great.
Mm-hmm.
We were still questioning the pitching, but at least we had the batting to look forward to.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So this year, what got to give?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are we going to?
Last year. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think too with last year, you did at least have better starting pitchers.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to go to the bullpen as much.
Yeah, but the bullpen, they relied a lot more on the bullpen last year.
I say it was lights out.
Yeah, and you're right, 100%.
I think everything, So I think we're again, not you're exactly right, Mike. And I think too, though. I think that that's the thing too. Like I haven't heard a word about Tristan McKenzie. 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe he was supposed to be one of our sure starters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just Cleveland's always had good pitching, and they've always had pitching in the minors that could come up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe we're at the end of it now. I don't know.
Don't say it.
Had, good infielders and stuff too. But it's just I don't know. So anyway. All right. Well, that's enough of the Guardians. enough of the Cavaliers. What about those Buckeyes? What do we think about the Buckeyes? Yeah, I'm gonna say them other guys for last.
You should say them for last.
Yeah. Well, the Buckeyes should be pretty quick.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that felt like I need a drink after that whole discussion.
So the Buckeyes got a recruit who is the son of a former receiver at that state up north school in Braylon Edwards' son.
You mean Stonehands?
Huh?
You mean Stonehands?
And for some people, Braylon was pretty good. So they're thinking maybe his son. Now if I'll be honest, Ohio State's had some pretty good luck with sons of former players. Being especially receivers being up there, up there. So, but just quickly, so we can just touch on the Buckeyes. What do you think about Ohio State this year? Is there, we won the national championship last year. Do you think we can repeat? Do you think that, what's the quarterback situation? Anything like that you have an idea on? Y'all wanted to run Ryan Day out. As I said, y'all wanted to run Ryan Day up out of here. Yeah. And then he wins the championship. And y'all like, oh, we just love Ryan Day now.
No.
Mike said, oh, no. So let's talk about the Buckeyes. Anything you want to talk about the Buckeyes, whatever you want to talk about, because, again, that should be pretty quick.
I'm looking forward to the season. The Buckeyes don't lose talent. We just reload like we do every year. Last year was the first time we were able to take all that talent and finally put it all together in the result of that championship, even though we had a couple, losses that we weren't expecting to have. I'm looking forward to seeing Julian Sayin. I'm looking forward to seeing these wide receivers that we have. Mm-hmm. We just keep getting more five-star receivers.
Yeah. Ohio State's becoming a receiver school.
Yeah. Wide receiver you. So, the talent is there.
Linebackers and ends before, but now you're getting a lot of receivers too.
Yeah, we are. I'm anxious to see what the offense will look like since Chip Kelly is now in the NFL and they moved Brian Hartline to offensive coordinator. So I'm really, really curious to see what it's going to look like. My only worry is Brian Hartline is getting all these wide receivers here. In a couple of years, he's going to be a head coach somewhere. They're going to have to pay this man more than they're paying Ryan Day to keep him here because he's going to be a high commodity. Like, he's bringing in everybody. And if he does good as offensive coordinator position, we got him like for 2 more years and that's it.
True. That's how the system works.
Yeah. Yeah, he deserves it. It.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's all I'm looking forward to. And finally beating that team up north. I'm looking. That's the one game, the only game I care about. I don't care about Texas Week 1. I don't care about Penn State. I care about that team up north that has beat us. We didn't national champs, but it wasn't as sweet as it could have been because we didn't beat them. So I'm looking forward to that game this year. I'm ready to see it.
Okay. What about you, Mike Jack? What's up? What you think about them Buckeyes?
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot we even lost to Michigan last year.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm like, we now have a chance, baby. Hey, I don't care about that one game.
I hate to say it. If we can win the national championship every year, I don't mind losing to Michigan every year.
Thank you. Somebody besides me finally said it. I could care less. Just win the national championship. You can't lose to them and then lose. You got to lose to them and then win the championship. Okay, right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take over. Go ahead.